Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving back into co-op Infinitum C with a mono-quick powerhouse and driven team. So for this particular co-op season, we have 3 Infinitum C missions, one of them being all quick units, all driven units, or all powerhouse. That means that you can run a full quick team, dual units included, that have the driven class or the powerhouse class. So you can run one or the other, and this particular run is so damn scuffed, but it is an epitome and proof that you can actually get it done even if things don't go your way or you don't find like the best friend to actually clear it, because this game mode, it's basically built around RNG. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much got carried this particular one. Like, he didn't even have the best team. Like, he's not using like a crazy ass look at this team, he can beat it, it can beat it really, really well team. He was just doing his missions too. He was bringing the int fighter and shooter team. So pretty interesting that we both managed to get these clears with these absolutely scuffed teams, with these absolutely scuffed runs. But, like I said, he's using the int-based team, some great characters there, like Rayleigh, Lilith, the new anniversary, Super Sugo Gear 5 int Luffy. He's utilizing a Kainu there, I believe, as well as Robin and Jinbei. So some fantastic characters on his particular squad. Definitely characters that are great to actually take this down, namely the Luffy, namely Rayleigh, and the Robin Jinbei. Akainu is actually not a bad shout as well. But for our team, I'm going with a bit of a scuffed one. I basically threw this team together, tried it the first time. This was the first run, and we managed to clear it, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. So I'm utilizing King as my captain with Zoro Sanji. So King as a captain will buff driven, powerhouse, and quick units, which is really, really cool. Obviously, he's a super type unit, and he's pretty old. He doesn't really have the greatest in terms of multipliers, but what he does have is an auto ability. Now, what King does is if you use an attack buff, then King is going to auto proc his special the next time he comes in. And this works really, really well for co-op, because if you are the one that sets the room up, you can utilize something like Zoro Sanji to switch, get your attack buff, and then have King use his special on turn 3. Switch with Zoro Sanji again, you're going to get the auto proc on turn 5, and then if you get skipped back in, you can have his special still readily available. So you can do some really, really cool stuff with King. His auto proc works really, really nicely. The downside that I found here was my friend didn't exactly have the pieces to the puzzle to take down these particular fights. Now, if he just skipped to me, I would have removed that threshold and everything would have been fine. But because we got Moria, we actually had his captain get that stupid despair, the one where he literally can't do anything with his captain. So I think he was trying to ride that out and basically stall that out a little bit. I don't even know if he had all of his cooldowns. Without this team, like, we don't have full cooldowns, but we have enough to just get by. King obviously is giving cooldowns and stuff like that as well, so that works really, really nicely. But I think that's what he was trying to do. If he just like I said, if he just switched to me though, I would have been able to handle that particular stage, and then he would have had this particular stage at his disposal, which he had to deal with anyway. So look, we're here. I think he got special binded as well, which became a bit of a problem, and we ended up stalling on this particular fight quite a lot. So like I said, this run was very, very scuffed. But as I was saying, King's our leader. We have Zoro Sanji. Obviously, if you can bring Zoro Sanji on a team when it comes to co-op, like, just bring Zoro Sanji. Their switch ability provides so much damage. Their special has so much utility. Plus, because Zoro is a driven character, he's fitting the bill for the quick driven, because Sanji is a quick unit, which is really, really nice. The next unit we have on the team, I actually thought this run was done, so like I was just sort of spamming stickers. So enjoy the comedy show. Other units that I had on the team, I brought the PvP Legend Smoothie. No idea why I brought Smoothie. I think I brought Smoothie for attack down and some defensive effects removal. I think she removes damage reduction as well as despair. So like that was a big reason I wanted to bring her, was for some nice cheeky despair removal, and then sort of partner that up with Cross Guild. Now, unfortunately, Cross Guild I didn't even use, really. Like, I think I used him on the final stage, but like the idea of Cross Guild was to use on multiple stages just to get free damage, and then when I come back around with the King specials, I could just get the King cooldown for Cross Guild to get stuff like the defense up and the threshold removal, and then ultimately the despair removal on the final stage. But never really worked out in that way. I could have used it probably like there, and then that way I could have got the King special to give some more cooldowns. But look, Crossguild, they're a fantastic character, and one that's definitely going to be very useful for these co-op missions, purely because you can use their special in a multitude of different ways. Set target is a free 2x damage, the utility you have with the defense up and the threshold removal, and then with the chain boundary attack buff, as well as the despair removal on the third special. It's very, very nice to bring a character like Crossguild. Plus, they have a lot of options for their supports as well, being a buggy unit, being a crocodile unit. You have stuff like Mr. One, you can bring Albedo, like you can do a lot of stuff there too. As for the final unit on my team, I brought Luffy, the treasure map Luffy. Treasure map Luffy does have a level limit break, and I do have him level limit broken. The reason I brought him was to trigger the super tandem of Zoro Sanji, and the final co-op captain I had was actually Kazuna Rare Recruit, or the regular Rare Recruit, I believe, Frankie. He's a powerhouse unit, and the only reason I brought him was because he's a Straw Hat, and he's a Rare Recruit, so it's easy to max out his abilities. If you have the co-op materials, what are they called? Those co-op medals, that's pretty much what I've been struggling with. But being Frankie, you can trigger the super tandem of Zoro Sanji, and that worked out quite nicely. Unfortunately, because he switched into me on turn 3, or he didn't kill on turn 3, he forced my Zoro Sanji to be blown away, which made this particular stage very, very frustrating. Because I didn't have that Zoro at my disposal, it just meant that I had to just continuously stall out. Like I said, I believe he had that stupid ability and some special blind, so he had to stall as well. But this stage against Magellan was just super, super scuffed. We basically just stalled out everything that we had. We all got very, very low HP, and then we moved into the final stage, which was against Nami. But the team that I put together, it actually did work fairly nicely. It had a lot of good utility for debuffs, had a lot of very good characters to help break down particular stages, and getting Nami on this final stage actually helped us out quite a lot. Now, Nami gives us a full bottle block orbs, which I didn't really have a way around, but she puts up 12 turns of threshold, which I could help out drastically there. Honestly, though, thought the run was completely done. Didn't really think that I was going to be much help here and actually get the run done. So I just spammed all my specials this turn. I just went balls to the wall. I went, yeah, here you go. Let's just throw everything we have at Nami, and let's just see what the other guy can conjure up. Luckily for us, the guy, our friend, basically had everything that they needed to take down Nami, which was really, really lucky. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, this is an ode to, you can basically just get the right fights or the right units to take down with whatever team you guys bring and actually get it done. Now, you can continuously try and find a team like I had with my Dex run, where that team is very, very good against pretty much everything that you come up against. But you can also have runs like this, where you just have characters that, one, can take care of a lot of different debuffs, and two, fit the right bill for the debuffs that are in front of you. So I brought down the threshold to 5 turns, which was good because his Robin and Jinbei could basically remove the rest. I believe he had Luffy, who could also remove 10 turns of it as well. So his Luffy, I believe, is the one that removed it, and then he saved the Robin and Jinbei special, which works quite nicely. Plus, he brought Katakuri as a debuffing legend, so that could remove 1 turn of pretty much any debuff on the opposition side as well. So that worked out pretty nicely too. The downside to Nami is you do need to take 2 turns against Nami. So I use the set target ability for Driven and Slasher characters. He didn't have too many Driven and Slashers. He only had 2, being Katakuri and Rayleigh, but I thought, hey, this is going to help out a little bit. It's going to help him do a lot of extra damage, literally double. Plus, he got type neutral, where my typing was great for the first half of Nami, but for the second half, not so much. If this was Luffy, it would have been much, much nicer, because I could have just swapped to him, and he could have removed the threshold and then swapped to me, and then I would have just gone crazy. Or actually, I think Luffy has defense up, and then it wouldn't have been great with Luffy, but with all of his buffs, he managed to do quite a lot of damage to Nami. I don't exactly know what buffs he had or debuffs he had, but he didn't have enough damage to break the final cap that was Nami's HP. Moving into the second turn, though, I'm the one that takes the despair. Obviously, I don't really have a way of getting some more cooldowns and stuff, and this is where I really wanted to have Cross Guild ready to go. But the set target actually worked in our favor because it allowed him to do a lot of extra damage to Nami with the 2 times. I actually managed to tank that shot there, which was really, really nice. and then just basically put him into a really good spot to take out Nami. As mentioned, he had the debuffing ability of Katakuri, which I believe removes the final turn of that barrier, which is really, really nice. Nami did hit him very hard. She put up bleed, she put up pain, but I believe he had just enough HP to actually get this done. And I was sort of just sitting there like, damn, if we actually do this, that's kind of crazy. So, co-op game mode, it's in a very weird spot. I think they've given a nice balance in the sense that it's not impossible to get these missions done, even with a random friend. As you guys see here, this is a completely random person that I've just found by opening a room. But they've also made it really nice because if you guys do have access to some communication, if you guys have access to the Discords, if you guys have access to some friends that you're actually playing with as well, you're going to get these missions done fairly easily. If you have coordination with someone else, you should be able to just dive in with a team that's just very, very good against this particular run, get it done very, very quickly. It should only take you about 5 minutes, rather than like a scuffed 11-minute video as you guys are seeing in front of us. But it was nice to see that he could get his missions done. It was nice that I could get mine done. We completed Infinitum C, and that's all that really matters. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, if you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Let's